This is the Steitz and Cole Show. Alright, we're back, guys. Second episode. Mike is our special guest.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Alright, so we're going to get right into it. Dallas quarterback problems. Cole, what do you think?
I think the Cowboy season's over. And I think that, it's a shame that Dak broke his ankle, but who knows if he's ever going to come back healthy again, you know? A lot of players have came back not the same from injuries like this, big injuries, and the season's gone to shit. So I think maybe they should, this is my opinion, I think maybe, I don't know how you're going to feel because you're a Cowboys fan, but I feel like maybe they should tank the rest of the season and maybe not re-sign Dak and go for a quarterback.
I know people. Skip Shannon for once. He thinks that the Cowboys are going to tank and draft Trevor Lawrence. Do you think that's their? He thinks that's their goal right now.
I think it's impossible to get a first pick though with the Jets.
Oh yeah. I think the Jets are going to get the first pick no matter what. I think they're unbeat. Like they're not going to win a game.
Their best chance to win a game is
Jets
Miami
and
Dolphins
Giants
at home.
Yeah.
And
Jets.
they might win.
But the Cowboys' problem right now is that Ben DiNucci started last week and he did absolutely horrible. Like it was the worst performance by a quarterback we've seen all year.
He still might have outplayed Wentz though.
Might have. Very, very debatable. But right now, they're either starting Cooper Rush or they're going to start Garrett Gilbert, which is an XFL guy they just signed.
Wait, DiNucci's out of the question?
DiNucci's out of the question right now, apparently.
He's not starting?
No.
Wow.
They're starting someone else to go on someone new this week. And the more quarterbacks they go through, the worse their team chemistry is going to get. And it's just going to go downhill from there. I think they might win one or two more games the rest of the season. Finish only in front of the Giants in the NFC East.
I don't think they should start. I don't think they should sign Dak next year. I think they should just let him go.
No,
No, but it depends though, because you don't know how he's going to be. But he's like,
I think if he's 100%, you got to sign him.
Yeah,
Because he was having a monster year before he got hurt.
I mean, according to TikTok, DiNucci is the GOAT.
Yeah, but that's obviously didn't ring true in his first game.
Alright, now going on to the Steelers. Steelers having a great season. Their defense is amazing. Juju's great. Claypool's amazing. Even Connor is having a great year too.
Yeah. I think a lot has to do with that offensive line. The offensive line is really good. The defensive secondary, Minkah Fitzpatrick back there,
so good.
And it's all clicking right now. And next week they're playing the Cowboys, so it's basically a free win for them.
Everybody says, "Oh, the Steelers haven't played anybody yet."
They beat the
They're
Titans.
not good. The Titans, the Ravens.
Yeah, they played two good teams. Cleveland's not bad at all.
Yeah, they're shaping up to be like maybe an AFC Championship.
AFC
Championship team, Super Bowl contender easily.
If I had to make a prediction right now, I'd say Steelers Chiefs AFC Championship game.
That offense has to get better though.
Offense does have to get a little better. That defense is a Super Bowl
Their defense is carrying them. They get like a pick six every game.
Yeah.
Ben's not doing enough to win a Super Bowl against top-notch teams.
No. Their defense is only letting up, an average of 24 points a game? Something around there?
Yeah, maybe even less.
Yeah, their defense is playing real good right now.
Steelers are 7-0 right now. They have 3 easy games. They have Dallas this upcoming week. Then they have the Bengals. The Bengals aren't the best, but they're not the worst.
Joe Burrow's showing out.
He's looking a little better right now, but the rest of his team is not there.
Yeah, and
Jaguars is a win. So wait, we can put them at 9-0, 10-0 right there. We'll just give them 10-0 on that.
They got
Ravens
again after.
Ravens again.
And
I'll give them a loss to the Ravens.
Yeah, I think the Ravens might pull through.
This will be a close game against the football team, but they'll win that.
Mm-hmm. No, Washington, I say they're going to easily beat.
Washington?
Yeah.
I think Washington's going to win the NFC East division right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they might lose to the Bills here, so that's 2 losses.
I think the Ravens game will be a good game.
They'll beat the Bengals again.
They might end up with 3 losses or 4 losses the whole year.
That could be it. See, I think that Ravens game is going to be a big game for them. And speaking on the Ravens, I think Lamar this year is not living up to the hype. All the potential, the hype from last year, he's not living up to it right now. He was named MVP. He was all over everyone's fantasy teams, all over ESPN. And this year, he's just not performing like he did last year.
Pittsburgh is giving 14 to the Cowboys next week.
It's insane. It's really insane.
I don't think Lamar is really... I think Lamar is kind of not a one-hit wonder, but He's like RG3. He's not as good as he used to be.
I think everybody's downplaying Lamar, but because everybody expects MVP numbers out of Lamar, but I still think he's having not a bad year. I still think he's having.
He's just not playing like he did last year.
Yeah, he's not. What are they, 5-2? You think they could still win the division, Baltimore, after that loss to Pittsburgh?
They have a chance, definitely.
Lamar has 1,300 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and 4 picks. That's still pretty good.
No, that's not bad.
All right, now going off onto playoff predictions. This is a big one. I definitely think Steelers are making it no matter what. Steelers and Kansas City again.
And even the Titans are kind of
Wait. Let's go
yeah.
division by division.
All right. I say the AFC, the Bills are taking the East. I definitely think the Bills are taking that. And then you got the Titans, you got the Chiefs, and you got the Steelers. And I have to have a pretty bold prediction for the AFC. I think the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs.
I think the Dolphins could.
I have hope in Tua. They're 4-3 right now. Tua definitely has some potential. He won his
It's
first
not like
debut.
they don't have. Well, they actually have hard games coming up. They have the Cardinals.
See, Tua didn't look great last week, but he did
enough.
He did enough to win the game, which is all that matters.
He didn't throw for a lot of yards though, but he did enough.
He did.
Well, it's really sad to say this, but Washington's going to be in the playoffs.
For the NFC East.
Washington.
I think the only two teams at this point that even have hope are the
This
Eagles and Washington.
This year they put extra teams in the.
in playoffs.
Extra
Yeah.
teams. Well, all right. So who's going to be the 1 seed that's going to get the bye in the AFC? Pittsburgh. Kansas City could be.
And the
Bills
are gonna
could
make
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Every team in the AFC could have a chance.
See,
to
the Colts are a real contender too for a wild card over the division. The Titans and Colts are both sitting at 5-2 right now.
All these teams could get the 1 seed.
The AFC is a lot stronger than the NFC this year.
Right now, the Colts at 5-2 are a 7 seed in the playoffs out of 8 teams.
Wow.
Out of 7 teams, they're the last team.
Wow. That's
So-
impressive.
So Dolphins, Steelers, Kansas City, Washington. Who else?
No, well, we're AFC. Buffalo, Pittsburgh,
Kansas City, Tennessee.
Las Vegas has a chance.
They do have a chance.
It's insane.
As of right now, I'd say Buffalo,
No, as of right now, I'd say the wild card game is going to be Ravens-Colts.
Ravens, Colts.
That's what it looks like right now because it looks like the Steelers and Chiefs are going to take that division.
Ravens, Colts. As of last week, before this week passed, before week 8, the games were Buffalo Ravens were playing as both, and then Steelers got the bye, and then the Bills were the 4 seed, Kansas City was the 2 seed playing the Colts, Titans were the 3 seed playing the Browns. 3 teams in the AFC North are gonna be in it as of last week,
I just
and the
can't.
Raiders out.
I just can't wait to watch the Steelers Bills game. It's gonna be
It's going to be a great game. Really
amazing
great
game.
The NFC.
NFC is awful. The NFC East is the worst of any division I think we've ever seen in football.
Yeah.
It could be the worst division we've ever seen. The NFL is going to have to change the rules to get into the playoffs because of how horrible this division is.
The Cowboys are a bunch of.
They are horrible.
They're-
The Giants are even worse. The Giants aren't even a horrible team. They just find ways to lose.
The
at the end.
Giants show out every week. Look, they make all these close games.
They keep up with every team they play, but they just can't pull it out at the end.
Bears.
Except for the 49ers.
The
of
Bears,
course,
they
but-
come within 5.
Yeah. The Steelers wasn't even a horrible game.
Steelers wasn't a bad game.
No.
And if Saquon was like Saquon in the slightest
They
bit,
could have
won
3
the
or
game.
4 wins right now if Saquon was healthy.
It sucks that Saquon.
The
got
Rams
hurt.
game
Definitely.
came
That
down to the
was so
final
sad.
drive.
Yeah.
I was so sad as a Giants fan that he got hurt.
Cowboys is a
I
bad
think the
loss.
Giants would honestly be better off without Daniel Jones. The guy has 46 turnovers in 21 NFL games. I just don't think he's it for the Giants. I think he's a good
I
backup
could consider
quarterback.
him a bust now.
I would consider him a bust. I don't think he's that great.
Also a good division, NFC West.
The NFC West is a very good division. I think the Cardinals are definitely going to take that wild card spot. But the Seahawks are going to win that division. Seahawks are very good.
3 teams in that division because of the NFC East. There's only going to be 2 teams in this division that make it.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this before.
As of last week, all 3 were in. So
That's insane.
all 3 of these teams were in as of last week.
We talked about this before, how Saquon isn't it for the Giants, and Zeke isn't even the best for the Cowboys. If they traded, they could possibly show out on both teams.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys honestly should trade Zeke for 2 first-round picks going forward.
Maybe.
It might be the better option. Tony Pollard's putting up just as good yards as Zeke when he's in. He looks faster, more explosive. Zeke doesn't look like he's his old self anymore.
Yeah, the only problem is they use him as a Well, they don't use him as a power back, which he is a power back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be time for the Cowboys to move on, and who knows if Saquon will come back like he used to be. You have to watch that and see.
I hope he does, but I don't think he is.
So after last week, Packers are the 1 seed in the NFC. They give the Seahawks, Cardinals, and Rams all playoff spots. Give the Eagles a playoff spot. The Buccaneers a playoff spot, but the Saints get left out. And I think the Saints can win that division.
I think if Drew Brees steps up and starts playing a little better, the Saints will definitely.
Some weeks the Bucks come out looking strong, and other weeks they just sit back.
They almost lost to the Giants.
Look, they lose to the Saints week 1.
Yeah.
Well, Saints are a very good football team.
They are a very good team.
And they got Thomas coming back now too.
Yeah.
That makes them.
See if Thomas makes that big of an impact. We'll see.
Look,
It's just Drew Brees is getting
They
a
lose to
little
the
bit
Bears, and I don't think the Bears are a good 5-2 team.
No, not really. Their schedule has been very easy so far.
They come close to the Chargers, who, by the way, the Chargers have made every game a 1-possession game so far.
Chargers are a really good team too. I think Herbert's a great quarterback. I think he's a rookie. Once he has a couple years of experience, I think he could be a top 5 in the league. No doubt about it.
That Buccaneers Packers game, if the Buccaneers play like that every week, nobody's beating the Buccaneers.
No, they played great.
All right, so for my final predictions, AFC 1 seed. My final prediction is AFC 1 seed, the Chiefs. 2 seed, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
3 seed, Buffalo. 4 seed.
You going Titans or Colts here?
I say Titans.
I'm going to go with Titans.
I agree with everything, but I'm going to say Titans.
No,
here.
I said Chiefs 1, Steelers 2, Tennessee 3.
Oh, they're going to end up better than the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo 4,
Okay.
Baltimore 5, and then it's close between the Dolphins, Raiders, Browns, and Colts.
See, I'm going to say my bold prediction for the AFC right now is that the Dolphins squeak in. I'm going to say the Ravens go downhill from here and the Dolphins squeak in the playoffs.
It's going to be close, though, between the Colts, Browns, and Raiders for that.
That is true, but
AFC is really good.
That's my prediction right now is that the Dolphins are going to squeak in.
They're going to be the 6th seed?
Yeah, I think they will. Get the last wild card spot.
All right, and that's our final predictions. All right, next topic we're going to go into is the COVID winter sport predictions. So, Cole's a basketball player, I wrestle. So, both very contact sports. Lots of contact in both.
And inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
it's going to be December, and it's going to be supposedly the virus is going to be spreading a lot in the winter.
This is for New Jersey, by the way. But as of now, they're saying, COVID. Even with COVID, we're gonna do it, but no fans, no parents, just coaches and players and the officials. They're probably gonna live stream and stuff. I mean, I heard from parents that some of their friends are coaches of sports and they don't think it's gonna happen. The coaches, but the state's saying it's gonna happen. It's
if
just
you're not, people just these liberals. You just gotta stop being about it.
That's the number one thing we have right here. Like I know, lacrosse practice yesterday, they made it mandatory. You had to wear a mask under your helmet. Now, how the fuck do you expect us to wear a mask with a chin strap and a mouthpiece in? It just doesn't all add up. It doesn't make much sense right now to do that because you're compromising the coaches by having all the kids there, but if
these are gonna these are COVID.
All right, going on to the next topic. Who is the best receiver in the NFL right now? There's a lot of good receivers this year.
I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins. I really think I think he's better than Devontae Adams. I think Kyler Murray is not a good quarterback right now, as in terms of his his accuracy, his arm strength. I think Aaron Rodgers is definitely superior, and for Hopkins to be putting up the same numbers, I think that's very impressive on his part.
Yeah, right now through week 8, 9, I think as of right now, this isn't like who I think the best is overall. But I think so far DK Metcalf is putting up an insane year. If you said who do you think's going to have a top-notch year as a receiver through this amount of games preseason, nobody would have said DK Metcalf.
I think Metcalf has. I think he has right now. If he keeps playing like he's doing, keeps progressing like he's progressing, I think he has a chance to be in the Hall of Fame, be another like Randy Moss type of receiver.
Yeah, he's
his size, his speed, and his strength altogether is almost unguardable in the NFL. He's pretty much his breakout season this year. And I mean, Hopkins is just unguardable at this point.
And Adams.
Adams is unguardable too. That's very true.
And now we got Thomas coming back.
I don't know if he'll make that big of an impact though. I don't think he was overrated last year.
I kind of want to go with DK for the best receiver.
And DK's just such a likable guy.
Oh yeah.
Grammarly can help you write quickly.
He's just a likable guy.
DK's amazing. He's so strong. He's like a running back. He's like a running back with how strong he is.
He's the size of a defensive end.
6'4", 229, and he's 22 years old. And
that's ridiculous.
He has 680 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's almost on
Great games.
It's really insane.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the next topic again. It's last but not least the election. This very big one. Right now, as we speak, Biden's up with numbers. And we're waiting on a couple states.
Yeah, so
big states.
I honestly think definitely Georgia's going to swing.
Georgia
for Trump.
and North Carolina are both.
North Carolina most likely, yeah.
And Nevada's looking good.
Nevada is looking a lot better than expected right now. Pennsylvania's looking like it's going to go towards Trump.
Wait, we went to sleep last night at 1. I went to bed at 1:30, and I went to sleep with Trump ahead, barely, but Trump ahead in Michigan and Wisconsin. I wake up at 7:30.
Yeah, but of course,
Biden's ahead.
Of course, because they randomly found 170,000 Biden votes. I can't believe it.
And that's the podcast for today.
Biden, dude.
That's the podcast for today, like I just said.
Kamala Harris, dude.
We'll see you.
You know what homies hate Kamala Harris.
We'll see you next week.
Everything changes.